Traveling by air can be an exciting adventure, but it also requires navigating the complex and sometimes daunting process of airport security. The Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, is responsible for screening passengers and luggage to ensure safety on flights, and their procedures are something every traveler must understand to make their journey as smooth as possible. While security checks may seem like a hassle, understanding the TSA's rules and regulations can help you avoid unnecessary stress and delays. In this journey, we will explore the top 10 things you need to know about TSA before traveling, covering everything from packing tips to understanding what to expect at security checkpoints. Whether you're a frequent flyer or a first-time traveler, knowing the ins and outs of TSA can help make your travel experience faster, easier, and more enjoyable. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more travel tips and updates. One of the most valuable tools for travelers is TSA PreCheck, a program designed to expedite security screening for low-risk passengers. TSA PreCheck allows approved travelers to pass through security with fewer hassles. For example, travelers with TSA PreCheck do not need to remove their shoes, belts, or light jackets, and they can keep their laptops and compliant liquids in their carry-on bags. To qualify for TSA PreCheck, you need to apply online, undergo a background check, and schedule an appointment for an in-person interview. The application process involves fingerprinting, and once approved, you will receive a known traveler number, or KTN, which you can use when booking flights. The cost of TSA PreCheck is $85 for a 5-year membership. If you travel frequently, TSA PreCheck is a game-changer, as it drastically reduces wait times at security checkpoints. While it is available at many U.S. airports, the program is not available at all international locations, so check ahead before booking a flight. One of the most confusing aspects of airport security for many travelers is the 311 liquid rule, which dictates what you can bring in your carry-on bags. The rule is simple but important to follow. Liquids, gels, and aerosols must be in containers of 3.4 ounces, or 100 milliliters or less, and all containers must fit into a 1-quart-sized clear plastic bag. Each passenger is allowed 1 bag for liquids. This rule applies to items like shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, lotion, and beverages. It's important to note that medications and baby formula are exceptions to the 311 rule, but they must be declared at the security checkpoint for further screening. To make your security experience easier, pack your liquids neatly and have the bag ready for inspection when you reach the TSA checkpoint. If you're unsure about a particular item, it's best to either leave it in your checked luggage or double-check TSA's website for guidance. TSA is responsible for ensuring that dangerous items don't make it onto flights, so there are certain items that are prohibited in carry-on bags. These include sharp objects like knives and scissors, firearms, flammable materials, and certain sporting goods or tools. If you attempt to bring a prohibited item through security, TSA agents will stop you, and your item may be confiscated. In addition to the obvious dangerous items, there are some less obvious things that travelers often overlook. For example, many large electronics such as drones and certain sports equipment may be restricted or require additional screening. Before packing, it's a good idea to check the TSA website or use their What Can I Bring tool, which lets you check whether specific items are allowed in your carry-on or checked luggage. It's also important to be aware of the liquid restrictions mentioned earlier and the rules for traveling with food items, which we will cover later. When going through the TSA security screening, passengers are typically asked to remove large electronics like laptops, tablets, e-readers, and gaming devices from their bags. These items need to be placed in a separate bin for screening. The reason for this is that large electronics can interfere with X-ray scans, and TSA needs to see them clearly to ensure there is no hidden threat. For those enrolled in TSA PreCheck, there is good news. You don't need to remove your electronics or liquids from your bag. This is one of the benefits of the program, making the security process much more efficient. If you're traveling without TSA PreCheck, it's important to be prepared to remove your electronics at the checkpoint and place them in a bin for X-ray screening. Keep your devices easily accessible so you can remove them quickly and avoid slowing down the line. While TSA is responsible for overseeing security at all U.S. airports, the screening process can vary slightly from one airport to another. Some airports may use newer technology, such as automated screening lanes, or have body scanners for enhanced screening. At busy airports or during peak travel times, there may also be more extensive screening procedures. For instance, Some airports may require additional screening of carry-on bags, and passengers may be asked to step aside for secondary screening if something unusual is detected in their bag. Full-body scanners are becoming more common, and you may be asked to step through one, where a detailed image of your body is produced to ensure there are no hidden objects. It's a good idea to arrive early at the airport to allow extra time for security, especially during peak travel seasons. You can check your airport's website or use the TSA's MyTSA app for real-time updates on wait times at security checkpoints. While you may follow all the TSA rules and regulations, there's still a chance that you could be selected for random screening. This means you may be asked to undergo additional screening procedures, such as a pat-down or a more thorough inspection of your carry-on bag. These random screenings are a security measure designed to help ensure safety. If you're selected, the TSA agent will explain the procedure. You can always ask for a private screening if you feel uncomfortable with the process. To minimize the chances of additional screening, it's a good idea to avoid carrying prohibited items, pack your bags neatly, and be cooperative with TSA officers. Remember, the goal is to make sure everyone is traveling safely. If you're traveling with children, you should know that TSA has specific procedures for families. Children under 12 years old can keep their shoes on during screening, and parents or guardians are allowed to bring larger quantities of baby formula, breast milk, or juice through security. But these items must be declared and will be subject to additional screening. For families traveling with infants or toddlers, you may also be allowed to bring diaper bags and baby food through security without adhering to the 311 liquid rule. However, like with all exceptions, these items will need to be declared to TSA agents at the checkpoint. It's also recommended that you arrive early at the airport when traveling with young children, as additional time may be needed for screening. When it comes to traveling with food, you can bring solid foods like snacks, sandwiches, or fruit in both your carry-on and checked bags. However, liquid foods like yogurt, soup, or sauces are subject to the 311 rule and must be in containers of 3.4 ounces or less if they are in your carry-on. If you're carrying large quantities of food, like a whole pie or a large fruit basket, it may be better to pack it in your checked luggage to avoid complications at the security checkpoint. As a general rule, be mindful of the TSA's rules for liquids, and if you're uncertain about any food items, it's always safer to pack them in your checked bag. TSA agents have the authority to conduct searches of your carry-on bags, checked luggage, and even your body during the screening process. While this may seem invasive, TSA has strict procedures in place, and any search must be conducted in a respectful and professional manner. If you're selected for additional screening or if an agent needs to inspect your bags, they may ask you to step aside. If you're uncomfortable with a search, you have the right to request that the inspection be done in private. TSA officers will also conduct a bag inspection if something suspicious is detected during the X-ray screening. In these cases, agents may ask you to open your bag for closer inspection or even use tools like a sniffer dog to check for illegal substances. If you're traveling internationally, it's important to know that TSA regulations apply only within the U.S. While international airports have their own security procedures, you will still need to go through TSA when departing from a U.S. airport. Many international airports also have their own customs and security requirements, and it's essential to familiarize yourself with these rules ahead of time. For example, some countries have stricter rules about bringing liquids on board, and others may require additional screenings for certain types of travel. Traveling can be stressful, but with the right knowledge of TSA procedures, you can ensure a smoother, more efficient journey. Make sure you're prepared by familiarizing yourself with TSA's rules, whether it's packing your carry-on properly, understanding how TSA PreCheck works, or knowing what to expect when you step up to the security checkpoint. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more travel tips and updates.